Hello and welcome to the introduction to Seminar 1, History of Banking. So what do you think when you hear the word bank? Villain, scoundrel, profit-mongers, or an essential part of the country's economic infrastructure? Do you think they're complicated? What about outside the law? Banks are complicated beasts, and this module will be looking at how banks have changed over history and how we now perceive the banking industry. Banks are not just where you put your money. They are financial institutions and they are businesses. The journey they have come from is monumental. A bank was primarily a place where traders and merchants could place money. They were for the royals and the rich, and definitely not for the ordinary person. Yet this has changed. It has changed beyond recognition. Banks are now more akin to a social utility, or so it could be argued. Banks allow everyday life to carry on. Without banks, we are financially excluded. Therefore, how did it change, and how did the law keep pace with these changes? The problem is that the law has not kept pace. It has not been able to adapt to the changes in the banking industry in terms of technology regulation, competition, and financial crises. It is important to look at history to see how the industry has changed and shaped by the society around it. Each financial crisis has created new laws to mould the banks, and each societal infraction has also changed the way banks are perceived. Therefore, it is essential to know how banks are regulated, whether it is self-regulation or regulated by the government. How central banks work within the sector is also important. The banking industry over the last couple of years has undergone a massive change. Banks are living, evolving, breathing creatures and affect our lives on a daily basis. This seminar will discuss many of the integral features of the banking in history.